better do on Christmas Eve than continue doing this live stream series. So, we'll be continuing in the Yonder. We finished up the Monstrous Verge, we'll be heading into the Yonder Keys with the Charog. Metalman has something completed for me, it looks like.
Well, here.
Oh, that's Yonder Keys. Cool. Quest. Hunt a Charog. Gaius Copper Wheels enlisted Cat Sorrel in his effort to stabilize the islands of the Ram, so that you can reach the Maelstrom and learn what's threatening the Shattered Isles. He's just lured your mentor to a dry, arid island that's gone off course thanks to a blaze-eating Charog. Slay the Charog and get that island back on track. If you hope to craft Charog weapons and gear, be sure to get some break parts from the Fiery Beast. So Charog is the introduction of elements. I'm going to use not swords. I'm going to use axe for this one. I just played a lot of axe on my main account, so... But Charog is our first instance of an elemental behemoth. The only difference is that certain elements are better against certain other elements. Elementless behemoths do normal damage to all. I'll explain it more once we actually get break parts for the Charog. That's literally right there. Lovely. I've been to Burning Rose almost all day. I don't even know if I've been to anything else besides Burning Rose today. No, I went to all those refuge ones. So, Charog is very fire. Charog is a fire behemoth, so he can catch you on fire. Fire does continuous damage over time, and you shorten it a little bit by dodge rolling. Man, I forgot how hard this is for a first playthrough. Oh gosh. Ow! Axe was not the best decision. Get something besides that fire sack, please. Crap, there's fire everywhere. I didn't know the fire lasted this long. This attack is super annoying. things because he's always moving. Just trying to get me. Right here. Well, I hit him. That's something at least. I think I do this against all the firebrands I fight. God, I haven't broken apart yet. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh look, I broke the fire sacks before I broke any other part on it. Yay. There we go. There's something at least. Got 2 Charog hides now. See, I broke 2 of his fire sacks, so he no longer shoots fire out of those, which is super duper amazing, and I need a better axe. Because I'm not doing 1,000 damage at least with this weapon. Take it. Oh my gosh. That's right, his tail takes more damage than any other part of his body. Got him. Didn't even run. It's not the best fight. Yes, because I queued up by myself. These questions are fine, but I feel like it needs to detect which question it should ask you when. I went on a private hunt, which means I only went with myself, and I only wanted to go with myself. Because that's what private hunt means. Ugh. Anyway. Cat, I beat the Charog. I don't know, let's let my Slayer pass. Or let my Battle Pass, Hunt Pass, whatever it's called.
Well then. Remember, style is season.
I appreciate this. Really.
That copper wheel fella knows what he's talking about. He sent word along, and looks like Burning Rose is stabilized for now. Damnedest thing, an island, and like that sitting right there in the middle of the Helic Risers. Helic Risers? Wonder if it'll eventually adapt to this elevation, or if all that blaze will keep it dry and toasty. No question for Arcane Drew, I suspect.
We're done here. I had a half note for every rookie who thinks they're going to be like...
Have a core. Yay. Conduit and Blade Storm. Not bad. I might want to consider putting a Blade Storm thing in this on. I don't want to do that now. Fuse this with the Blade Storm.
Slayer, let us speak a moment. How can I help you, Slayer?
Perhaps the most distinctive feature of Ossian repeaters is their modular nature. And although I've been forced to work with what can at best be described as makeshift facilities, I've worked out a new schematic for a repeater barrel with an affinity for Blaze Aether. To perfect this schematic, I will need to collect relevant telemetry data from your repeaters. The simplest way to accomplish this is, fortunately, to slay a specific behemoth using those repeaters. Bring down a Charog and returns I may gather the telemetry data your weapons
Keep your
collect.
senses sharp.
So that quest is slay normal or firebrand, which we haven't run into yet, Charog using the repeaters. I think Archon Drew has something for me. Oh no. Moira? No. Someone does.
Good to see you.
Oh, I can finally get the Skarn Lantern. I finally have a new lantern. The instant is 4 times the recruit's lantern, but it only lasts for 4 seconds. Then the hold ability allows you to do damage around you. So that is much better. So now I have a hold ability, which is usually the more powerful one, that actually does something now.
Wills would speak with what news from the frontier?
Word has spread like wildfire, my friend. You have slain a ferocious behemoth seething with blaze. Many Austrian weapons could be made even better. No, Wills is serious. With the addition of trophies gathered from this Charog, was it? Please, choose one of these designs, and as soon as you have the right materials to work, Wills will go. So, what he's saying is that we can now make Charog weapons. And under on the right, where it has the name, the buff, the power, it gives the part of it, and then it gives elemental attunement. For typeless things, it does that same damage versus all. For the Charog weapons, 184 versus neutral, 224 versus weak, 164 versus strong. What that means is that against an elementless behemoth, its power is 184. Against something that's weak to fire, it has effective power 224, and against something that's strong against it, its power 164. Oh, I've yet to. I'm gonna make a Charog axe. Man, I am seriously running low on notes.
Behemoths beware! The Slayer
Skip
is here.
that. Skip that crap.
A moment to talk, that's all I need. Here for today's observations.
Every Slayer learns to beware the call of the swift and merciless Shrike. I believe I have conceived a way to adapt the beast's power for use with an etheric lantern. I merely need a few data points to complete my design, so Slayer Strike and then bring me but a small amount of the aether your ship gathers from its disintegration. Instant abilities charge over time. Activate them by tapping the lantern activation button. For me, it's left shoulder. Hold abilities charge when dealing damage to a behemoth using an aether vent or collecting aether wisps. Activate them by holding the left shoulder button. By holding it, specifically. Instant and hold abilities can be cast at any time once they are charged, even while performing other
Be sure
actions,
to log
which is
anything
amazing.
unusual.
Now I have a new axe that's almost 100 power better, and this one actually is the first case of it having 2 trophies, I think. Or 2 infusing things. Cell slots, that's what they're called. Sure, let's add that +2 Passfire cell in there.
If you have a second. Where to next, Skip?
That Ostian Admiral was asking after you specifically, Slayer. You know that fancy fella who crafts Ostian repeaters? Better go see what he wants. Can't leave him crashing another damned ironclad into the city just to get your attention, eh?
Off you go then.
Yes?
We should speak.
Slayer, good to see you. It's time you heard what brought the Ostians here, for it was not merely to provide you all with firearms. Perhaps you know the story, but you have not heard it from my own lips. Listen, and you'll understand the danger Koshai represents to us all.
It came from the Maelstrom, and brought with it an aether storm that tore through the heart of Ostia. The Farslayers called it Koshai, the Sovereign of Thorns. I called it an enemy to be hunted and destroyed. As we stalked the beast through the Maelstrom, the impact came without warning.
Hold fast! Do your duty! Find me a place to put her down!
We had only one choice. Ramsgate. Perhaps my ship will sail again. Perhaps not. But as long as Koshai is out there, this is where we make our stand. With the Slayers of Ramsgate. Maintain your edge, Slayer. You require something.
Slayer, I'm glad you're willing to help. We all need to pull together to defeat Koshai, but first we need to make some repairs to ensure my ship's aether burners don't explode. In time since the crash, their casings have developed fatal flaws that could cause untold destruction in the middle of the city. You need a good source of blaze aether to cook off what's venting from the aether burner, so that they don't blow. A flame cyst from the tail of a charog ought to do the trick. So I need to break the tail of a charog, I need to hunt a shrike, and I need to slay it. I need to slay a thing using a charog using the repeaters. Yeah, they should be fine. Can I upgrade my repeaters here?
Hello there, Slayer.
I need this as upgraded as possible. Oh, I need a Scrave Feather for that as well. I haven't even seen a Scrave yet.
Beware the coming storm.
So, I brought that weapon from 155 to 185. Not bad.
Seeing out on the front. You've got work, Slayer.
Won't lie, Rook, I'm glad you're here. Cupreel says the islands of the Yonder Keys are still drifting off course. He and Drew have been talking, and they think all the residual blaze is attracting some curious visitors. Neutral aether feeders like shrikes, skarns, and gnashers. Get rid of Getting rid of them will help stabilize the keys, and if you use a blaze weapon it'll help even more. Don't bother with any rogues. They aren't powerful enough to make much difference in this case. Well, I need to kill a Charog, and I need to do it with the repeaters, and I need to break the tail of a Charog. So let's go fight a Charog. Just wondering why I'm not crafting Charog armor, it's because I don't have...
How goes the slaying?
I don't have that many notes or hide.
Get them before they get...
I'm gonna try the repeaters with the controller. I rarely do that. I need to make sure I break the tail. Ow. There we go. Oh hey, there's the flame clips. Notice that was a different color. It only drops just one time for this one quest. However, it always drops this one time for this one quest. is. I thought that was a bug on my screen, but no, that's just fire coming out of them. Ow. What are you doing? Oh, you're shoving me into the fire, how nice. Ow. Got him. Seven minutes. Not my best, but certainly not my worst. At least of these two. Got my flame assist. All the things to talk to the Admiral about now. Hello, Admiral.
Ah, it's you.
Well done, sir. With this, I can keep the engines from overheating. No chance the Stormbreaker will explode and take most of Ramsgate with it. Those Aether Burners will need a stable core amount if she's ever gonna fly again.
A successful mission.
There. Now we have the necessary data, I can begin the work. Bring me the necessary materials, and I can construct a new effective blaze barrel.
Clear skies. You require something. Speak. It's no time for equivocation.
So now I can make the blaze barrel, which makes it do blaze damage instead of regular damage. Besides that, it's exactly the same.
Get over here.
A new thing for Cat.
There's a storm brewing.
The Austin Admiral mentioned he's cooked up some useful items he calls grenades, which can be very useful on your hunts.
Watch your
Go
back.
learn what you can. Man, everything revolves around Zai right now. Zai, I'm here. I just talked to you, and apparently Cat wants me to talk to you about something
One
called
moment,
grenades.
please.
You Ramsgate Slayers have some peculiar omissions in your standard weapons section. I've taken it upon myself to provide you with repeaters, but notice no one is playing you with grenades. Perhaps I can help. Such tools are extremely effective in certain situations. Just don't drop one on your foot.
Let's get this operation underway.
A grenade may seem to be a simple weapon, but a capable explosive specialist like myself can create grenades that do more than simply explode. I want to show you. Use these barrage grenades against your prey. When I'm satisfied that you've mastered their use, I will be ready to share something more
On with
incendiary.
the hunt.
So, you only get 5 barrage grenades starting off? No.
Just the Slayer I've been seeking.
Oh, I don't have
shooting.
Omnistone yet. Crap. You need Omnistone for all of the grenades, and it's super annoying. Oh, hey, Frostwire.
Ah, a bright light in my humble smithy. Thank you
Oh, I
for
need
your
16 Arcanite for that.
What's up, Slayer?
Rage Hunter and Tough. Evasion and Conditioning, Sharpen and Blade Storm. Tough and Sturdy. Tough and Energized. Okay.
Back to work.
This loadout should be fine. I might want to equip my grenades. There we go. Let's do patrol. Actually... let's focus on Shrike for now. Oh, I joined other people. Whoops. Okay. That was an accident. Man, this really was an accident. These people are using stuff that's better than my stuff. No. This means this will go a little bit faster. Well, I can actually now talk about the differences between solo and groups. Behemoth does slightly more damage for each extra player beyond one. And he gets, I think, a 25% health buff at 2, and then an extra 10 for each one after that. No, it goes 25, 25, 10. It's been a while since I looked at the numbers. I think I know where he is. I can actually show off the grenades. Should be cool. Yep, there he is. throw a grenade at him, it explodes, and then bits break off and those also explode, because everything explodes. And now I am out of grenades. Everyone here is using repeaters except me. Wow. Come on. Ah, I thought I would hit him with that. There he goes. Hello, Shrike. Why does he never charge after that tornado attack? It is a thing that he can do, I know it is. Everything's broken. And he's dead. There we go. There's no penalty for playing if teammates if playing with other people, except that it's harder to kill, so everyone has to pull their own weight. People talk about soloing a behemoth as being hard. Soloing a behemoth in and of itself isn't that hard. It's soloing the behemoth. It's trying to solo the behemoth when there are 3 other people who are AFK. That's the hard part. Because he has like 75% extra health or something like that. Let's see. First I have his core. Why not open that now? Aether Hunter and Predator. Okay. Chugging all the stuff off, like, I think anyone watching this would know what it means. I'll talk about it later.
Good day, Slayer. Keep the latest observations in mind. Welcome, Slayer.
Shrike Zeal.
Keep your eye.
In my opinion, the best lantern at this point in the game, and in some other people's opinions, the best lantern in the game. You move 40% faster for 6 seconds as a rechargeable thing. Then behold, you create an aura that gives everyone around you 15% increased move and attack speed for 15 seconds. It's really good.
Oof, leather had a stain.
What do you say, Slayer? I like your style.
What brings you to the smithy, Slayer?
Upgrading this axe is what brings me here. Now I need more
My
Arcanite.
weapons have no equal.
Okay, 3.2k? Crap. And I guess we're doing an expedition here, so I can at least guarantee that I get some raw for it. Can I infuse on my armor? Energized. That's really good for axes. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. Can I infuse on here? Predator. Okay. Sure. I can probably infuse something onto here. So I'm here. What am I going to be fighting? Charok. Lovely. So, can I infuse anything else on it? Ooh, Aether Hunter. Interesting. Now, he's strong against this, so this is only base power 184 instead of the normal 204. use a quill ripper for this. I'm going to explore a bit more this time and grab the materials I need to make more gonna try to find some Omnistone in this hunt. Fortunately, I know where the Omnistone deposits are. I'm trying to get a full map of this in my mind. But I do know some areas. Oh look, the Charog is in this direction as well. Lovely. There's Omnistone over here. Yes, Charog, I just want my Omnistone. Okay, there's 2 Omnistone over here. Yeah, actually, it's never a bad thing to have. What the heck? That hitbox comes in really late. Either that or I dodged really early. That aren't actually going to hit me. Take it. This is why I haven't been using the sword right up to this point, because I'm ridiculously good at the sword. Ow! What the heck just hit me? I honestly have no idea what hit me there. this is why I hate fighting against Charles with the sword. Because the AI goes for a specific attack, at least maybe with a specific leg or something. Or it wants to do a tail swipe, so it needs to be in a certain position to get that hitbox to trigger, so it starts turning the Charles to trigger that hitbox. Broke 4 of the 6. Got the Predator back. Got my Omni Stone. Some Wrath Warts, because those are also needed for this. Okay, Mr. Charok. Actually, broke 5 parts off. Now that I think about it. Ow. Oh, he was moving into position for a taunt. Okay. Really close to fire there. Literally. Ow. Get the Predator back, crap. My god. There we go. That hurt a lot. You get, you don't even get fireproof cells at this level, so you just have to stay out of the way of all the fire. Got 6 Charl cards. Something at least. I need to make more grenades. I don't know if armies tend to make at least some.
Slayer, let us talk. Take care out there.
6 grenades, yeah. Only bring a maximum of 5, but... Didn't I unlock Bulwark Tonics? I did, I just don't have any.
Use this wisely. Now make Cat proud.
You know what? Let's patrol the monstrous verge.
What are you doing? You ruined it. Keeping busy, are we?
I'd say the same for you both. Oh, Wells. Bosun's down there.
Take the fight to the behemoths.
What do you know? Don't let the... Hello, Slayer.
Dang. How long do these upgrade for? So these go up to +3. 4. Won't be able to fully upgrade this one because I'll run out of notes.
Watch your back out there.
Skip the match, maybe.
Better consult Mom's journals.
Some might think it, but wills can do nothing about that.
Only need to do 1800 damage. Hey, little Nashi. Don't complain about fighting more with the Nashis. There are two areas in the Monstrous Verge. There's Ulrich's Refuge and Iron Falls. You can find Nasher and Quillshot on both. You find Shrike on Ulrich Refuge only. You find Skarn on Iron Falls. Crap. by tail. This is why I love the axes. Why the axes are considered the best weapon for soloing. It has the best raw damage of any weapon. Best raw damage and has a ton of stagger damage. And he's dead. Once the axe gets going, you just disintegrate everything. Like, I did that in less than 4 minutes. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually throw any grenades. Crap.
Couldn't have done it better myself.
That was a lot of work, but you handled it well. Better yet, they told me the islands are stabilizing. Here's hoping it lasts.
Go on. Get out of here.
You've got that look in your eye.
By the way, there's a new arrival in town looking for you. Some kind of scholar the Orrery sent here to study behemoths. Seems like she's keen to speak in person. Seems harmless enough at first, but there's steel in that one's eyes.
See you soon,
Cross
Jim.
her. Oh, I have a core. Ooh, a silver core. Conditioning Aetherborn Knockout King.
Victorious again.
You must be the Slayer recruit I've heard so much about. Her name's Priyani. Dr. Shayad Priyani. You can call me Doctor. I'm in the Orrery School for Behemoth Studies. It's a fancy way of saying I want to find out how behemoths evolve and thrive, so we can more efficiently end their threat. If half of what I've heard about your exploits are true, I think we can help each other.
The work waits.
Probably shouldn't be surprised. We have another blaze-rich island drifting down into the Helic Risers. The Orrery has designated this island in Sandrian stone, and I've confirmed there's at least one hungry Embermane feeding on it. Slay the Embermane and report back to me.
Good luck, Slayer. You can do this.
That's right. I'm aware of Copperwheel's plan, and I think he's definitely onto something. In fact, I've independently confirmed a frozen island, Cold Runner Key, must have been pulled up from the icy depths of the sky below when behemoths started consuming the frost aether it contains. I can confirm this hypothesis if you slay the Scrave my researchers found, but be warned. Scraves will use frost aether in ways you have probably never encountered. I wouldn't try it without a team watching your back.
Show the behemoths no mercy. I
have a lot of things to do. I'm actually going to do the Scrave first. And I'm going to completely ignore her recommendation.
A fine day to you.
Now I know why they have her make that recommendation, because it's a good recommendation, if nothing else. But Scraves are weak to fire weapons. However, if you have your Charog armor, do not wear the Charog armor to fight the Scrave. The Charog armor is weak to frost. So if you wear the Charog armor, you actually have less armor. Oh, right here. Looks exactly like a Scrave. Plays exactly like a Scrave. Except that he has a few extra attacks that can freeze you. And this is where we get introduced to part-specific breaks. Scrave and Embermane are first instances where, depending on which part you break, you will not only get the general one for breaking the part on the behemoth, but you also get a part unique to that. You also get a break part unique to that part you broke. So for example, I also got a Shattered Beak, which you only get from the head, which means you can only get one Shattered Beak a hunt. All it does is that it increases the replayability of these behemoths. There I got a Sharp Frost Feather. Here's Frozen. You sit there until one of two things happens. Either he hits me and thaws me out while I'm doing damage, or he just sits there and looks at me funny and I get away without a scratch on me. And the reason why they recommend you do this with teammates is because teammates can hit you and free you from the ice without doing the hurt you part of the equation. Ow. Also, this guy hurts. Even more so if you have the Charog armor. So you get 2 scrape. That's right, they don't make you break tail against this guy just yet. They're not that mean. They get that mean, but they're not that mean yet. Wait, that interrupts you out of that? Okay, that's new. I might want to actually use the grenades. sincerely hope that was enough. What is he doing? This is my first Scrave in forever. It's been so long since I fought a Scrave because I've maxed out everything that you need a Scrave for. This can get a little laggy as well. Oh, he's dead. So, Atlas Scrave. It's not absolutely necessary that you do this with a team, but I recommend doing this entire thing with a team, because I've been playing this for only God knows how long. So I know all the telegraphs, all the hitbox times, when to dodge. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. I just know when to dodge. And I've been doing this for a really long time, so I can use the weapons fairly well. Okay, good, I got that thing. Oh, Admiral.
Please, show respect.
I trust you found the barrage grenades to be quite effective. Now let's heat things up a bit.
You have work to do.
Very funny.
Please, show respect.
Inferno grenades.
Watch your six.
I will always recommend doing the Scrave before the Embermane, and you'll see why.
Thank you for your efforts.
Scrave is a foe that would chill the heart of the boldest Slayer. Thank you for the data you've brought me. It's invaluable to my research. I fear that island is still dangerously adrift. I suspect I know why.
This is urgent.
Sometimes I hate being right. Ever heard of a Drask? Reptilian shock feeder that can fry you in an instant or cut you to ribbons. There's one digging its talons into Yonder Key. Study its behavior and gather what data you can. And slay that bastard before it fries anyone else.
See you later.
So, we have a task. 2 tasks. First, has the hidden task to do.
Greetings, Slayer.
Scrave weapons. to make the sword for this simply because I hate fighting enemies with anything but the sword.
Back to my work.
Yeah, you're first off. Cool.
Talk to me.
For this, I would absolutely recommend that you get some decent armor that is fire-based. I recommend that you get some good fire armor.
Take care.
You should fight the Scrave without using the fire armor. Well, you get these two quests from the scientist at the same time. You get the fire one and the frost one. If you want a weapon advantage, where you're confident that if you can do enough damage it'll die, then you should do the Scrave. If you want to focus on armor, if you want to have the armor advantage, fight against Embermane. Although I would recommend fighting the Scrave first, because then you can have both an armor and a weapon advantage. To a new area, Sandrian Stone. Didn't welcome you guys to Cold Runner's Key, but oh well. Sandrian Stone is one of the greatest stages in is one of the greatest maps in Dauntless, as well as its Maelstrom counterpart. If for no other reason than this ravine down here. This ravine is Omnistone Central. If you ever need Omnistone, go on an expedition to Sandrian Stone. There's always at least 2 here. Somewhere between 2 and 5 down here. So I got 3 here. Then if you continue down and make a right, continue not going up, but continuing this way. Alright, just looking that way. Let's see if he's over there. There's at least 2 more Omnistone over here. Until you can get somewhere between 4 and 10 Omnistone. And this also leads to a very good area where the behemoth can sometimes spawn. Welcome to the Embermane. Also known as Interrupt Me Please. If I could actually hit him. This guy has 2 phases. The first one is this phase where he just charges at you and lets himself be interrupted forever. Sometimes he does, and those 2 attacks are the ones that you can't interrupt him in, but whenever he does that attack, or charges at you from farther away, it's absurdly easy to break this guy's parts. Simply because break his parts and he lies down for ages. And he gets back up and you knock him back down again. Like, this almost feels unfair to me. Now granted, he won't always be this easy. If you're not used to him, this can actually be a very difficult fight. So, because if you don't knock him down, you never get anything done. There's a reason why he's so easy to interrupt, which is that if you don't interrupt him, he never stands still. So you never actually get anything done at all. So it balances out. His second phase is him when he's quote-unquote Aether charged. He gets all this fire around him. He gets a lot more fiery attacks. More importantly, he stands still slightly more often. Oh, he was doing a charge. Ow. The reason why I like... Honestly, the two weapons I would recommend for this guy... There are two... If you're going for interrupts, I would recommend swords. Because swords have very little button lag on them. Hammers have almost a full... Hammers and axes have almost a full second. So you need to have really good timing for that. War pipes, which I haven't even unlocked yet. The only way to interrupt him is with the bullets. And you actually need to, like, charge up the bullets first. Chain blades can't interrupt, which is a huge downside fighting against this dude. That was an accident, but okay. However, with the chain blades, you can catch up to him a lot more. Chain blades, you can catch up to him better, which somewhat makes up for the lack of interrupts. But I'd say that sword is one of the few and almost mandatory picks for a beginner. And there he goes. Yay. This guy can be pretty tough. Simply because it's so hard to hit him. But if you can get down his rhythm, I'm gonna know when to attack to interrupt him. It becomes one of the easiest. I love this behemoth because it's probably the most skill-intensive of the behemoths. If you have good skill, easy behemoth. If you don't have good skill, you might want to help you out. maybe at some point in a later stream, I'll showcase why my interrupting him is so important. I think you can already somewhat see it, but it's been an idea I've had for a while where you beat a behemoth like this while making sure you don't interrupt it at all. Nice. I've broken literally everything on him. And also, if you fight Scrave before this, it just makes this dude even easier. Because whenever he's all blue like that, he becomes frozen and he moves slower. And when he moves slower, his hitbox for interrupting him lasts longer, so if you get a chance to freeze him, it's absurdly easy. I think this is going to be it for today, since I have Christmas Eve plans to sort out. So next time I'll wrap up the Yonder Keys. I'll probably do a few extra fun things. Maybe I can get Undead and or Space Cyan. We'll see. Have a very Merry Christmas, and probably a Happy New Year.